Chapter 4, get request, base path, print, def keyword, and the response keyword we are going to see in this chapter. So we are here on the Postman. This is a get call and this is nothing but a endpoint. So whenever we are talking about an endpoint or whenever we are talking about a base path, so this is having a two parts. One, this is the endpoint and this is a resource. So this part is the resource and this gorest.co.in is an endpoint. Endpoint is nothing but we can say that is the IP address, and this public slash v2 slash users are nothing but a resource. Resource can be a user's page or it can be a user's table as well. So let's do one thing. Let's click on this send and it is going to invoke this get call for us, and it is also returning the results as well. So we are getting the result and we can see we are also getting the status code is equal to 200. So we are going to mimic the same thing in our IntelliJ, in our project, in our session as well. So this is the karate session. So we have created this project in the previous sessions where we have created a one feature file, which is this get request.feature file, as well as we have created this runner with the help of this test case, which is this run test case. It is going to invoke the test case and invoking this get request.feature file. So we are going to create another feature file here. So right click and say new. We are going to create a feature file. We need to select this karate feature file. So this option is available because we have added a plugin, which is a karate plugin IntelliJ. Let's provide the name. We are saying test get request and we are having this feature file. We are going to say test the functionality of get call, and we can provide the name of a scenario, which is this get call. So what we are going to do is we are going to use a given keyword and then we are going to use a URL, and inside this single quote, if you want you can add a double quotation marks as well, we need to provide this resource. So we need to provide this endpoint. So let's copy this, which is inside this Postman, and paste it here as well, or we can commit here inside this gorest.co.in. So we are going to use this particular website for the fake API. So this is a get call. We can copy this if you want. Let's copy this, commit here, and we can paste it here as well. After having this URL, what we need to do is we are saying we are going to mention the method as well. So we are going to have a different methods. If you want to invoke a get method, then we are going to use a keyword, which is this method, and then we are also going to use what method you want to invoke it. If you are invoking a get, then you can add a get. If you want to invoke it post, then you need to mention it post as well. But here we are saying we are going to mention the get, then we are going to say we are going to match the status code, which is equal to 200 as well. So with the help of only these steps, we able to invoke this particular endpoint, which is this a resource. We are going to invoke it with the help of these two lines, and then whatever the response which is coming up, we are going to verify status is equal to 200. So now we have this test get request.feature file. We need to commit here inside this runner file. We can provide the name test, we can say get, and then we are going to say a request as well. So this is a runner file and this is a test case. So this statement is going to invoke this particular file, which is this test get request. So let's do one thing, right click, say run, and it is going to invoke this runner file and this feature file, which is this test get request as well. Now we can see it is invoking this get call, and we are also going to get the report at the end as well. So let's scroll it down. So let's click on this and we are getting this report. It is having the feature files title as well. So this is a scenario inside this feature file, which is this test get request or feature file. Let's click on this, and this is a particular scenario which we have invoked it. So when we are saying when method get, so this statement is going to, or it has invoked a get request by having these particular endpoint as well. In case if you want to print the response as well, then we are having another keyword. We can say then we are going to use a print keyword. What you want to print it, we are going to say we are going to print the response as well. So this response is nothing but a information which we are getting it from the server side. So this response keyword is going to print all the values, those are coming it from the server side. So let's go and invoke this. We can say runner and we are going to run the test case, and that is going to provide all the information related to a response as well. Test case invoked successfully. So when we commit here inside the report, let's refresh this. We are also getting the information related to a response. Let's click on this print response. We are getting this information from the server. So with the help of this print, we can print the contents on the console in the report as well. So we have another keyword. That keyword is a define keyword. So we are going to use a star, and then we are going to use a def keyword, which is going to define a variable. So what variable we are going to say, let's have this response request is equal to, we are saying we are going to use a response. So what we are going to do it here, we are saving the response which we are getting it in this variable, in this response request. We are going to use a response keyword, which is this response request, to print the contents those are present inside this response keyword. So let's do one thing. We can say right click and run, and it is going to invoke this particular call, and it is going to print the content. Get call invoked. Let's commit here. We can refresh this page and we can see it. Let's click on this. We are getting the response from which we guys were getting it with the help of this response object. So we have used this define keyword to define the content. So when we talk about this particular URL, which is this endpoint, it is having a two parts. One is a base URL. This is the base URL. This is the IP address, and this is nothing but a users as well. So we are having another keyword which is provided by the current it was. We are saying, and we are having a keyword which is this path. Path is going to save the other values. It is going to save the contents, and after saving the contents, it is going to append the contents inside this URL as well. So here we can see we are having this particular path. So this path is going to append the contents inside or in the URL as well. So let's do one thing, right click and say run, and it is going to invoke this particular get call with the help of this appended path which we have provided it here. So now if we commit here, we can see we are having this particular path which is this get call. In case if you want to break it further, you can also break it further. Let's commit here. We are saying and keyword is path, and then we can add and append the values as well. So we can say right click and run, and it is going to invoke this path or this get call by appending all the contents, these two steps inside this get call. Now we can see we are getting the response with the help of this endpoint. So whenever you want to define the variable, then we are going to use a def keyword, and whatever the response or whatever the contents you want to assign it, we are going to use a equal to. We have another keyword provided by the Karate framework, which is going to be a print. Print is going to print the contents on the console as well, like we are printing it here, a response request. So we have another keyword provided by the Karate to us, which is this a path. If you want to append the contents, or if you want to append the contents to this URL, which is this endpoint, then we are going to use a path keyword. So that's it in this chapter.